Throughout the nation, there is a growing interest in cover cropping. From improved soil health to reduced runoff and erosion, crop producers are reaping the growing benefits cover crops have to offer.
Well, on my farm, my cover crop is a living barrier for me to protect me from the elements, which is sun, wind, rain. You know, I have livestock over on top of the ground with cattle and animals like that, but down below the soil is where the other livestock is, and that's I get earthworms from it to do all my tillage, because I've used cover crops with no-till or strip-till, and putting them together is what's really made the cover crops. And as my whole farming practices increase, it saves me time and money as far as protecting my soil, but yet also saving me on inputs as far as like chemicals. I can reduce those and make a profit in this hard times.
While commercial crops have a market value, cover crops are mainly grown for their effect on soil fertility or as livestock fodder. In addition to protecting the soil during fallow periods, cover crops also mobilize and recycle nutrients and help to control weeds and pests.
The soil roots get down into my soil, and they help emit glues or sugars that help glue the soil together, the soil particles. So when I get these large event rains that we have now, I get 3 to 5 inches at least a couple times this summer. It'll help keep that soil in place. It's armoring it on top, but it's also down below, which most people don't see. They kind of drive by from the freeway and they see the grass on top thinking that's doing everything, when actually the under below ground is actually where most of the stuff is actually happening. And that's in turn keeping the soil in place and building a good home for all the worms and the insects that I want, microorganisms.
Established by Don and Marianne Worth and located in the heart of the grass seed capital of the world, Saddle Butte Ag is a family-owned and operated seed company known for its wide variety of both proprietary and common forage and cover crop seeds.
The family that now owns and manages Saddle Butte and Cala Farms has 7 families who were homesteaders, meaning they came to Oregon in the 1840s and 50s, some of them over the Oregon Trail, at least one of them out of Nova Scotia around the Horn. 2 more families come in 1860s and 2 more come in the 1900s. Saddle Butte Ag was formed in the mid-90s and was primarily dealt with commercial trading of seed. In early 2000s, I got real interested in cover crops, and that's when we started employing representatives in the Midwest to represent us. And we started working on developing our own varieties and species even for the cover crop market. The original annual ryegrass produced here in the Willamette Valley was brought in from Italy and also the Netherlands in the late 20s, early 30s. We just had one variety toward the late 50s when the universities started selecting and breeding for climates and then also disease resistance. We now have probably 300-400 varieties that have been bred down through the years, and we have worked closely with plant breeders to show that the varieties we have are selected for cold tolerance and excellent rooting depth.
Also referred to as SBA, the company has more than 30 years of experience in production, processing, packaging, and shipping high-quality seeds to customers around the world.
Because we have our own varieties and work closely with the plant breeders, we select who we work with, both on ability to grow good seed and to process it. And so we feel we have as good a product as we can possibly have for the market. The lot numbers here in Oregon represent no more than 55,000 pounds. And we know which county it was produced in, which warehouse processed it, the year it was processed, and then each 55,000 pounds or less of seed have an identifying number.
Through attention to detail and rigorous field work, SBA specimens remain pure.
We use quite a broad range of herbicides since we are a multi-species cover crop, forage crops, and turf type crop production farm. We have a broad range of herbicides that are used in the various crops. It's very important that we maintain pure seed, and in order to do that, we have to maintain a pure field.
SBA ships seed all over the world for various markets. Seed tests must be evaluated to comply with individual state quality and tagging requirements.
The seed tag is required by law that when we cross state lines, it have pure seed by percentage, other crop by percentage, inert and weed seeds, as well as germination. And then we also list the noxious weeds, and it will have the lot number on that so it can be traced back through our records. We strive to make sure that our bag's as clean as possible, and we shrink wrap, we think adequate, and then we want input from our customer. If there's some issue they think we can improve on or something, we need to know. We like them to take pictures or whatever. And down through the years, we have had to change our methods considerably to make that all evolve.
Saddle Butte Ag is continually working to produce varieties and species of seed for the cover crop and forage markets.
The use of our products will continue to grow as knowledge is spread and a set of practices is established. And I think what we can provide to the industry is, as we learn things on our farm, in our production, we can pass those on to our users of cover crops.